Hey everybody, welcome. It's Beth from Yoga Bliss. Thanks so much for joining me today as we begin to explore opening and balancing our heart chakra, the fourth chakra, Anahata, which literally translates into unstuck or unbroken. And I love that thought because it reminds us that deep within us, despite all the hardships we've all been through, all the suffering we've all experienced, that deep underneath that we are whole and complete, and that we are loving and lovable and kind and compassionate beings. And I think that's just a really wonderful thing to be reminded of. So let's get started. And the way we're going to begin to open up the heart chakra is with a simple supported back bend restorative pose. So you're going to take 2 blankets. It doesn't matter, whatever you have at home is great. And you're going to fold them so they make more of a long rectangular bolster like that. One of them is going to run lengthwise on your yoga mat, and the other is going to go crossways, like a lowercase t. And you'll sit in front of it, so not on top, but on front and lie back. And then you're going to take that bolster that's running crossways right underneath your shoulder blades. So the highest part is your rib cage, the center of your rib cage, and the center of your heart. And just allow your arms to come gently out to the sides wherever it feels comfortable. And take a few moments to breathe. Nice, easy, gentle breath. Since air is the element that goes along with the fourth chakra, any simple conscious breathing practice is a wonderful way to reconnect and rebalance the heart chakra. And just stay and breathe, just noticing when you breathe in and when you breathe out. And then bring into your heart and bring into your mind someone or something that you love dearly. And you're going to make an offering of your practice to that someone or to that something. And we'll bring a little more energy to that offering by chanting the sound of the fourth chakra, the sound yam. So let's enjoy a breath in together. Yam, 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 yam. Yam, 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 yam. Yam, 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 yam. And give yourself one more breath in. And then as you exhale, very carefully roll over to your right side. Find your palms on the ground and press your way on up. You're welcome to stop there if that's all you have time for. If you have a little more time, we'll move on to some more active yoga asana. So really simply coming onto your hands and your knees. Take your hands shoulder width apart, a little bit in front of the shoulders. Take your knees hips width apart, with your feet directly out of your knees. Take a moment, feel your fingers spreading, feel your toes spreading. You feel firmly rooted on the earth and press the earth away. Then as you inhale, nice and easy, make a little cow pose, tipping the pelvis forward and bringing that sense of extension, that sense of back bend through the spine. Then as you exhale, curl your tail round your spine. Feel the back of your heart spread wide. Again, breathing into the little back bend of cow, inviting your heart to slide through the frame of your arm. Then as you exhale, curl your tail round your spine. Let your shoulder blades reach out wide so the back of your heart can swallow open. As you inhale, go ahead, move into that back bend of cow. As you exhale, curl and round into cat. 2 more times like that, following your breath. And breathe in, make that back bend. Tuck your toes, slowly lift your hips on up to downward dog. Keep anchoring your hands and think of rooting down through that middle finger and then drawing your arms up and away from the earth as you root down. But rather than soften the heart to the thighs and collapse in the armpit area, gather your gather your outer arms in toward each other, even hug your wrists toward each other, and feel a little sense of lift in the inner armpit area. Then, if anything, draw the hips up and back so that your spine lengthens, and the heart will stay open in that way. Breathe in, let's come into plank pose. Make sure your shoulders are above or slightly behind your wrists. Exhale into child's pose. Breathing in, roll up, take your fingertips behind you. You're going to draw the collarbones wide, shoulder blades hug in toward each other and toward the heart. You can stay right here if you want to energize it a little bit more. Root down through your shins, lift your hips. Exhale your way on down. Breathing in, sliding right out onto your hands and knees. Exhaling up into downward dog. And we're going to make that flow just a little bit more. Breathing in, rolling into your plank pose. Exhaling into child's pose. Breathing in, rolling up, little mini Ustrasana. Think wide across the chest. Exhale and lower it. Breathing your way to hands and knees. Draw the hips up and back, inner thighs drive back. Inhale, roll forward into plank. Exhaling, hands and knees. And then child's pose. Let that whole inhale roll you on up into that little baby camel. Hug the shoulder blades to lift the heart. Exhale and lower. Let's do that one more time. Breathing in, hands and knees. Exhaling, down dog. Inhaling, plank. Exhaling, child's pose. Inhaling, rolling right up into your little baby camel. Exhale. Breathe in. And downward dog. And give yourself a nice long deep breath in. And a nice long deep breath out. Breathe your knees to the ground. And let's have a sit on your heels. If that's not available, you can sit on a block. You can even sit on your bottom with your shins crossed in Sukhasana. From here, we're going to take the hands behind, interlace the fingers. Widen again the collarbones, and then begin to lengthen your inner elbows comfortably behind you. Now, the clasping can stay down, or it can lift as high as it feels comfortable to do so. And we're going to add in a twist. So as you breathe in, you're going to twist to the right. As you breathe out, twist to the left. And you're going to follow your breath here, and you can make this go as quickly or as slowly as you'd like. Just simply twisting right and left. Inhale, exhale. Keep the spine lengthening right up through the center of your skull. And begin to slow it down. Take one more inhale and exhale to center. Inhale, circle your arms out and up. Exhale your hands into prayer at your heart. Close your eyes for a moment to be with your breath. And even come back to your offering. Letting your offering or your dedication of your practice deepen and enrich your practice. Give it a little more meaning. And from here, start to shift onto our back. So go ahead and take your feet out in front of you. Glue your feet to the earth. Take a breath in. Let the pelvis tip a bit forward. Lengthen the spine out. As you exhale, using your abdominals to support you, roll on down. Your forearms can always come down to support you. And then from here, inch yourself so that the feet, your heels primarily, are more or less under your knees. a little bit wider than your toes. Keep your hands nice and anchored down through the pinky sides of your hands. And then when you're ready to breathe in, root your feet down, lift your hips. From here, you're going to micro shrug your shoulders. Then widen from your collarbones, right in the center, out to the heads of your arm bones. Press those guys down. Then if you like, start to walk the hands in, the arms in a little bit. Maybe they come to as wide as your heels, or maybe they walk underneath you a little bit more. Again, you're going to think of hugging the shoulder blades gently in, so you can absorb the spine into the body. So you want a lot of the weight in the backs of your shoulders and the back of your skull, so that none of the vertebrae of your spine is touching the earth. Take one more breath. Exhale and release everything on down. Let's do that again. Give yourself a nice long breath in and a nice long breath out. Root your feet down, and with an inhale, press down through your feet and lift your hips on up. Make sure you don't go to the spot where you're pushing up and the tail is tucking and you get all hard here. Swallow the inner thighs in and down, heavy the thigh bones. Then just draw up a little bit through your low belly, that little zip up, so your tail reaches toward the backs of your knees. Then we'll do that little micro shrug of the shoulders, widen the collarbones, heads of the arm bones down, walk the arms in a bit, and then interlace maybe the opposite hand on top, you'll see, and breathe. Then as you inhale, release your hands, exhale, release your hips. Breathe your arms open wide, palms up, and let your feet open wide to about mat's width. Enjoy a breath in, and then as you exhale, let the knees like windshield wipers fall to one side. Give yourself a couple of breaths here. Nice, easy, steady, constant, and conscious breathing. And then inhale your knees on up. Exhale them to the other side. Inhale your knees on up. And then from here, we'll heel toe the feet together and then hug the knees to your chest, and then give your knees a little hug. And more importantly, think about this as giving yourself a little hug. Right? We send loving kindness to everyone around us and to the universe around us, but we have to remember to send the loving kindness to us first. So here's a little chance to wrap yourself in a little loving hug. And then when you're ready, roll to your right side. Come up just enough, and you're going to take one of your blankets, unfold it again to something like this. Run it down your mat, and again, you'll sit in front of it, and we're going to set up for a little Shavasana. And we're using this again to support the length of the spine, so that not only does the spine stay in a slight extension, opening up the heart, but so that we open up the lung area. Right? Again, opening up our breath. And gradually invite yourself to relax. And please stay here anywhere from 5 to 20 minutes. And then whenever you're ready to come on out of it, you'll one by one bend your knee. Roll on over to your right with an exhale. Breathe your way on up. And then just pause for a moment, sitting crisscross legs, Sukhasana. Draw your hands to prayer at your heart, bow your head on in. Invite a nice long deep breath in and a nice long deep breath out. Coming back to your intention if you're so inclined. And then we'll end chanting, as always, the sound of the chakra, the sound Yam. Breathing in. Yam, 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 Yam. Yam, 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 Yam. Yam, 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 Yam. Allow your inhale to float your heart up to meet the prayer of your head. Let your exhale bow you on over, honoring the light and the love that's within you and all around you. Namaste. Thank you so much, everyone, for joining me here today. I look forward to seeing you next time when we explore how to open and balance the throat chakra, the fifth chakra. Until then, namaste and thank you.